Good afternoon. It's Friday, April 21st, 2017. For All Western New York News and Radio, I'm Scott Leffler. Cloudy this afternoon with a high near 52 and a low around 39. Saturday will be partly sunny with a high near 51. What's in the news? Congressman Brian Higgins and New York State Assembly member Sean Ryan want Erie Canal Harbor Development Corporation to expedite construction of a public market, expanding the food options and enhancing the visitor experience at Canalside. Former WBEN News Director Steve Cichon will officially announce his candidacy for Erie County Clerk at 11 a.m. Saturday on the steps of Cheektowaga Town Hall. The 39-year-old has spent the last 4 years as an adjunct professor at Medaille College and primary contributor to Buffalo Stories, LLC. Cichon is married and lives in North Buffalo. He's running as a Democrat. Following a 17-day civil trial, senior U.S. District Judge William Scretany dismissed a medical malpractice lawsuit seeking $25 million in damages brought by plaintiffs Edward and Roxanne Blake against the Department of Veterans Affairs Medical Center. The plaintiffs claimed that the VA failed timely to diagnose and treat cauda equina syndrome, a sudden compression of the nerves of the lower spine, which can result in severe neurological impairments. U.S. Senators Chuck Schumer and Kirsten Gillibrand announced on Thursday more than $25 million in federal funding to the state of New York to combat opioid addiction. The funding was allocated through the Department of Health and Human Services State Targeted Response to the Opioid Crisis Grants. Carl Morrison, age 59, of Kitchener, Ontario, pleaded guilty to attempting to export pentalone and fentanyl before U.S. District Judge Lawrence Villardo. The charge carries a maximum penalty of 20 years in prison and a $1 million fine. Co-defendant Serena Morrison, age 60, also of Kitchener, pleaded guilty to misprision of a felony and faces 3 years in prison and a $250,000 fine. Prosecutors say the couple had drugs mailed to them from China to a U.S. post office box and then attempted to mail the drugs from the U.S. to Canada. Raymond Van Buskirk, age 45, of Jamestown, who was convicted of unlawfully possessing firearms and ammunition as a convicted felon, was sentenced to 6 months in prison. Prosecutors say Van Buskirk had 2 rifles, 1 shotgun, and over 1,000 rounds of ammunition, despite a previous felony conviction that prevented him from legally owning any of those items. Robert Acker, age 34, of Cheektowaga, who was convicted of possession of child pornography, was sentenced to 36 months in prison, followed by 10 years of supervised release. Prosecutors say Acker was found with more than 34,000 images and 918 videos of child porn, some of which depicted prepubescent children less than 12 years of age, and some of which depict images of violence. Nicholas Graham, age 46, of Buffalo, who was convicted of aiding and abetting a bank robbery by use of a dangerous weapon, was sentenced to 84 months in prison. Prosecutors say that on January 8, 2016, the defendant served as a getaway driver for 2 other individuals in a bank robbery at the Evans Bank, located at 2800 Niagara Falls Boulevard in Tonawanda. Dwayne Bryce, age 37, of Buffalo, pleaded guilty to theft of government money, which carries a maximum penalty of 10 years in prison and a $250,000 fine. Prosecutors say that the Department of Veterans Affairs appointed Bryce as a fiduciary for his elderly father-in-law, who received veterans benefits totaling $38,904, which Bryce stole and gambled away at local casinos. Police news. A 44-year-old Delavan man was charged Wednesday night with driving while intoxicated following a traffic stop on State Route 216. According to New York State Police, Dennis P. Strader was stopped at approximately 9:24 p.m. for failing to signal a turn and was subsequently determined to be intoxicated. He was transported to the Machias Troopers Barracks and found to have a 0.10% blood alcohol content. Sports. If the Buffalo Bills are still in the playoff hunt towards the end of the season, fans may have a very stressful December. The Bills play division rivals New England and Miami twice each in the month of December, with the Indianapolis Colts thrown in for good measure. The Bills will play one primetime game in 2017 against the New York Jets at 8:25 p.m. Thursday, November 2nd. The Rochester Red Wings' high-powered offense was held in check Thursday afternoon as they were blanked for the first time in 2017, 3-0 by the Gwinnett Braves. The Bison's game on Thursday was rained out. Both teams play again tonight, the Bisons at home and the Red Wings on the road. Corey comments on the Rochester Red Wings today. That's following the 2 p.m. and 5 p.m. newscasts and later available on the podcast. And tonight's Live from the Archive features performances by Amnesty Box and Gorilla Punch from Club Infinity on April 29th, 2006. That airs at 9 p.m. tonight and tomorrow. Okay, that's the news. For All Western New York News and Radio, I'm Scott Leffler. Have a great day.